Oh, it's interesting because, we just walked into this space and it's open and windy just as you start to walk in. And then it becomes quiet. It feels so secluded. And you can hear the wind, but you can also hear the birds. And you can see the sun glistening through the trees. It just feels very special and peaceful. It makes you think about the world around you in a way that you oftentimes don't have an opportunity to.
This project probably started 3 years ago. Me and Brittany Phillips, the wildlife biologist with the Forest Service, and Southern Appalachian Spruce Restoration Initiative kind of all got our heads together around spruce restoration in Mount Rogers and White Top. So where I'm sitting right now was actually, spruce forest back during the last ice age. They resided on these ridges, and as the temperatures warmed, they retreated an elevation, and so now what we see is these dark islands of spruce on extremely high elevation ridgetops. And all of that entire high country was logged the turn of the century, early 1900s, and a large part of that went into planes for World War I.
What you're seeing now, what's on the Mount Rogers as of now, is about 50% of what used to be there. And there's a lot of endangered species that call this home. If there was no spruce, there would be no Carolina northern flying squirrel here. There would be no spruce fir moth spider, and there'd be no rock gnome lichen. There's things here that there's nowhere else in the Southern Appalachians. To me, this is stuff that really matters. You're taking something that has been altered by man and putting it back to what it was. And I'm really passionate about trying to recover endangered species. And this is one project where we're directly doing that.
The trail was founded as a conservation idea. So Benton Mackay back in the early 1920s, recognizing that, these forests had been decimated. The whole red spruce forest was cut over. It was gone. And so he proposed this idea of this long-distance trail, but it was about protecting the realm. It was about protecting the landscape. And the trail was a means to engage people and to connect them to the land in ways that, as the country was starting to really urbanize, they were losing that connection. If you don't care about it, you don't think about it, you don't protect it, you don't steward it, it may not be there, and you can't take it for granted.
This is a really unique project, planting red spruce, and it's been awesome to see how excited the young generation is, how excited, longtime volunteers are to be putting red spruce in the ground in a place that, is really unique in Virginia. Everyone has been really excited about what we've been able to accomplish here. We do have 1,000 red spruce in the ground. That's really exciting for everyone here, but it's also exciting for me on a real personal level. These trees will be here for at least 80 years, and so I'll be able to bring my kids back here and see the work that we were able to accomplish and really give them a sense of that there is still a lot of hope to be had, even through climate change, that we are restoring red spruce on this landscape.
Just when the light hits the trees and it just glistens, you just want to say, thank you, God.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Marianne, thank you for your work. Thank you for coming so far to do it.
It's my fun to play in the dirt.
Yes.
I've actually never done work like this. This is my first tree planting project, and it's awesome.
This is probably the hardest I've worked this year. And I love it. I currently work an office job, and so it's just nice to be able to get out of that and go and sweat for a minute.